Hello, everybody. This is week 11 of our Kendo Talks, and we have a fantastic speaker coming today who's been so many places. She's a Sandan called Thais Moreno. She started in Brazil. Sorry, she started Kendo in Brazil, then trained at Kendo Association of Rio, then trained at Mugen, and then what was the Portugal one?
Porto, Kendo Club de Porto.
Yeah. And then when she came to the UK, she trained at Dojo in London, and now she's currently training in Wales. So she has mass experience from lots of different places. I will also apologize for previous introductions. I did not talk about anyone's pronouns. Uh, Her pronouns are she, her. My pronouns are she, her as well. Again, this is something I should have been doing for a while, so I apologize to everyone listening for that. So she's going to be talking about um, traveling around and actually training at different dojos, even if you're like going for a little time, and her experiences with that. Please make sure to like chat in the Twitch chat and ask as many questions as you want.
Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. As she said, I'm just a sundam, so I'm not a sensei. I'm not qualified to teach you anything, I think. Next year, I'm going for my Yondan. Hopefully, I will pass. I'm practicing for that. Yes, let's do it. And but there's something that I can talk about, and I think it's one of the best and most important aspects in Kendo, that is kokenchiai. It literally translates to, I think, uh, learning love through like crossing swords. But one sensei once said, another translation was like making friends while crossing swords, and that I think it's the best way to like represent that aspect, kokenchiai. So I would talk about a little bit of my journey because I started Kendo when I was 15. So I was still a teenager. It was like this. One of my best friends, the day I met her, she said, "Oh, I'm doing this stuff here. It's like bamboo sticks and like samurai stuff." And I was like, "Oh, this girl seems nice and this stuff seems awesome. Let's do it." On the same day, we went to the dojo that she was practicing at. It was near our houses, so it's not that far. So we, as teenagers, could go there by bus and not have any trouble about it. And our parents would pick us up at the end of the session. So it was a great place to start. The floor was wooden floor, amazing wooden floor. It's really hard to find those in Brazil. Usually we practice on stone. Yeah. So the heel protector is a must there. And so it was like a small group. Basically, there were lots of people beginning there, and we just started together and it was really fun. Like in 3 months, they gave us like some bogu, and we started like hitting each other. It was like for teenagers. It was awesome. I practiced there for two and a half years, and then unfortunately that dojo closed, and there was no place nearby to practice. The other places that they had in my city were really far away, and I just started university. Then it was not like not a good time to go for Kendo, so I had to stop for I think 8 years. I got back to Kendo in 2013, my second job, and then one of my kohai from that dojo. He says he's my kohai, but actually he just put Bogu like 1 week after us, so he's not really. We were like same level anyway, and he told me, "Oh, I'm practicing here in this Rio Kendo Association, and I got back and it's awesome here. This is the place that our sensei from that first dojo went to before." So I was like, "Oh, so I can finally meet that Endos, the sensei there." Like we heard lots of stories about that, like, and I was scared about it, but in the end, he was a really nice guy, like really nice old Japanese sensei. And I stayed there for a while because I was working. I couldn't go to the weekdays practice, just the weekends. And during one of those weekends, the sensei from another dojo in Rio called Mugen that was like a few blocks from my workplace. He said, "Oh, you should go show up for the week practice there." And I did, and that was one of the best decisions of my life because I found a place to call home that's crossing swords thing with people and then getting to know love. Mugen is all about that. Like people there are amazing. The sensei were great. They inspire you. They give good advice. Uh, we had people like beginning and people more advanced there. So there were like few Sanda, Nida, no, not Sanda at the time, just Nida and the senseis. Um, and there was another girl, so Carol, she was my best friend there, and we were make like may kind of going together through the stages. And my first dojo, maybe because we were teenagers, they didn't push us to graduation and doing grading and everything. And then Mugen did that for me. So, but because the grading was always in another city called Sao Paulo, so there's not we had to travel there. So it's another city. It's 6 to 8 hours from our place by car or bus. And usually the seminar is like a kata seminar and shimpan seminar on Friday. Then you have the exams on Saturday, and on Sunday there's the national championship. So we went there for the kata seminar on Friday, me and Carol, since they would meet us on the other day. And this was our first experience going to a seminar and meeting other people and practicing with different people there. So we met people from all over Brazil because this was also the nationals and the gradings. So everyone goes there. And it was really a nice experience. Also, like going around the city and eating pink popcorn. And also, there was like a really nice sweets shop. Carol will remember that. Like we spent money there and got back to the hotel full of sweets in our hands and eating a lot, and the pink popcorn also. On Saturday there was the grading, and because we there were few women there, we ended up doing keiko together and also the kata together. So we were really lucky because we've been practicing with each other for a long time. So everything met like just felt right, and of course we passed. And then because we were already there, so why not take part on the Chi, right? But the thing is, even though it was like written everywhere, this is the national championship, it didn't click. So we were just having fun, fighting with other people, like getting some nest cuts on wrong places, and then like, oh, this is nice. And then, oh, it's the finals. And it's like, oh, cool, I'm fighting now. And it's like, wait, what? And then it clicked. Oh, cool, I'm in the finals of the Brazilian National Championship for beginners. And I was like, oh. So, and then I got into the Shia. Before I was just having fun and like enjoying the experience. And then I got into the Shia. I was like, I need to do something. I need to think about it. I need to have a plan. And then Koteari, of course, she was stronger than me. There's no doubt about that. But I was like, oh no, but it was fun. I tried to get another point. So the fight after that was really good. And that feeling that I felt during this competition and also during the finals, I think it is what kept the flame strong inside me to keep doing kendo like for the rest of my life. Because this feeling of crossing swords is like awesome. Like, and you can feel the connection here. From that experience, I can say that first, Shia is awesome. Second, doing Shia with other women is totally different because we were like used to doing keiko with the guys, and like, yeah, you have to be like strong. And when you, yeah, that's it. When you get there, uh, it's lighter. I think women's kendo fights are lighter in a way. And we were too like grounded, I think, at the time. And the third thing is when you're fighting with someone that wants to win as much as you, that fight, that feeling is awesome. And I want to feel that again. So because of that, I started like searching for places to go and compete. So I went to Brasilia, I went to Recife, I was going to Vitoria, but unfortunately I had an accident. I went there, I saw my friends, I cheered for them, but I couldn't fight because I like ripped some tendons on my left foot. Yeah, I stayed like stuck in bed for 6 months without any practice. Then I got back. But yeah, all those experiences of going around in the dojos and like meeting new people. For example, the girls from Brazil, I stayed in their house and they received me so well. Uh, so you get this networking and this feeling that it's all connected. We are all a family in a way because the Kendo keeps us together. And you always also invite them. For example, there's something my sensei said to me. So when you're going out, you're like our public relations. So you have to behave. If they need help, offer help. Even if they don't ask, offer help. Uh, like follow what the senpai are doing. So because sometimes it's different. For example, in Mugen, we use it to do like shomeni, and then everyone turns rei, and we stay there until senpai say sensei ni, and then we turn back. But other places there's like shomeni, and then they turn back already. We don't have to wait. So if you do like your dojo, you will stay there, and everyone will turn before you. So you have to pay attention and follow what they are doing. And another thing, for example, when I went, I also visited some dojos in United States, also one in Boston, and my sensei prepared a letter for them, like to receive me well. So I felt so cared about. Like it's like your mom signing your school trip. Like go there and and practice with them. Please take care of my students. And so yeah, those small things and experiences were like awesome things to do. Also, if you want to show some pictures, let me see here. So the first one, photo number one, it was the first dojo that I studied at. So this marvelous wooden floor. We were just small kids there, like putting bogu and kicking each other's ass, like trying to, of course. And then if you go for to photo two, that's Mugen. Oh, no problem, no problem. Wait. Yeah, so when we went out, we took those pictures and we did some stuff together, like crazy stuff. Sensei also entered in the play and said, "Oh, now let's do something funny on the photo," and we all did some poses. Also, for example, Mugen, we have lots and lots of crazy stories in Mugen. Like for example, on the when I went for Shodan 6 months after the EQ, I was part of our team in the nationals because we could complete with EQ or people that just passed Shodan, and there was someone missing there, so I got into the team, and they said, "Okay, here everyone is stronger than you, so you have only one job: don't lose." So I did my job and I tied everything. Hikiwake every fight, perfect. Nothing happened. So everyone was happy. I hold my fights, and we didn't get too further ahead, but it was a nice experience. And senpai were talking about old competitions that they went, and like people flying over the Shiaijo and stuff like that. And you look at them like, oh my god, old warriors stories and stuff. Like, oh, it was amazing. And we have so many stories to share now, like all those moments that we spent together. We have those photos and we have those memories. Like every competition in Sao Paulo and the grading, we have the obento that they make for lunch. So the advice: don't eat all the rice because you will feel it for the rest of the day. Of course, on the first time we didn't know that, and we took we ate all the rice, but then we learned and left a little bit for like the end of the day or something. And we would sit in the table together and like share stories and play with the obento, like stuff, just small stuff, things that we use it to do. uh, so we were a really like unique group. I think I would never find any dojo like Mugen again, because it's like we still keep in touch even today. Like all my babies that I saw put in armor, they are all Sanda now. So they are not my babies anymore. But and I didn't see them passing those gradings, but I kept in touch with them, and we would like talk and share the experiences we are having now, even though we are apart. So yeah, and also Mugen had like a small. We had like a guy that can draw amazing things, and he just like drew us as small animals. So we had like a comic book stuff from Mugen, and all the stories that are not like classified because they are too strong content, and we use it in our webpage. He would publish like some stories about like, oh, when we went to the bar to the birudo and there was some comment about stuff, or when someone sukied other friend on the floor, like yeah, stuff like that happens. Did you get the picture? Oh, so there is one, I think it's the one that has like many numbers as a name, like okay, so if you put on photo number 3, it's the same pose.
Yeah, everyone, I'm very bad at organizing the photos. That's why we're getting this fun thing of shrink the photo, shrink the photo. Oh no, why are these random photos coming up? Those look really cute, but my screen isn't big enough for it. Ah, no, wrong thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm so good at computers. It's great.
It happens. Computers are like, they have their own minds in a
I
way.
know. So fun. That is so adorable.
Yeah, everyone had like a spirit animal. So he drew us like that. And then when we went to the competition and to the grading, we, of course, took a picture using that same pose. Is photo number 3, I think. Yeah.
Uh,
Yay.
oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both up at the same time. So one's in the top corner, one's in the bottom corner.
No problem. So yeah, we went around and we did like do you remember the other dojo in Rio that I was before during the weekends? So we once made like a joint team and we went to São Paulo to snatch some medals. This is photo number 5. So we got together in a small car, put all the bogos inside, got our little shodan people, like 2 shodan, 2 nida and 1 sandan, and we went there and we got 3rd place. And it's so hard to do that in São Paulo, guys, because São Paulo is the let's say it's the Kendo like kingdom in Brazil. Like all the Japanese sensei are there, most of the dojos are there. So if you want to like grow, you have to go to São Paulo, or at least get those teachings some way. Sometimes they send sensei around Brazil, but it's really difficult because the tickets are really expensive, and so it's also difficult for people to travel and get that like sharing experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, so when you have the opportunity to travel, it's really great because you fight with other people. If you keep staying in your own dojo, you never get the experience of fighting with different people that learn from different sensei, and you can get something from that. You get used to your pulse from the jaw, and you get used to their timing, to what they like to do more in the end. And you, for example, you go to a seminar and then or go to a competition and you see, why is it not working now? It always work against my friends in my dojo. So it works there because you got to use it to them and got to use it to their way. So if you don't experience like different fights, you never, like, you get stuck for some time. It's not meaning that you won't learn, but you you not get more like different ways to do stuff or different timings to get used to. So for example, when I moved to Portugal, it was really hard to leave my dojo. uh, but I also found a new family there. Again, Kokenchai, crossing swords with people there. I found my new friends and family in Portugal. The guys from Porto, they were amazing since the beginning. And again, this networking thing is important because like I went there thanks to my sensei that talked with another sensei from Recife that knew a sensei from Portugal and in Coimbra that told people from Porto that I was going there. So you see, all these bits of networking all together, we get like the chance to meet new people in this way. And of course, my sensei prepared a letter for me to deliver to the sensei in Porto, or he sent a nice email to them. And I started Kendo there. So the thing is, like in Brazil, in Rio at least, we had a nanadan going every month there to teach us something. So sometimes twice or three times a month. And in Porto, we didn't have that. We didn't have like high level people coming every single practice. So we had to look out for each other. So in a way, while in Rio, I had like sensei telling me what I was doing wrong, telling me where I could improve. In Portugal, I had to do that myself. So I had to take care of what I was doing. It was really hard because I was used to like sensei like putting the shinai on my legs and saying I'm doing stuff wrong. And now I have to like, am I doing some stuff wrong? How can I see it? How can I check myself? There was a mirror there, so I could see. So yeah, it was really hard on that part. And of course, like I think I suffered a little bit from it in the beginning, but at the same time, I got like stronger, I think, in a way. And then my growth was really bigger after I got over this small fact of not getting a device every time I do stuff wrong. And another thing, like for a year there, we practiced like Ashisabaki every single session. So my Ashisabaki got so much better there. I was so lazy with that in Rio, and in Portugal, I kind of like had to improve myself, or I had to go after it. Yeah, so those different experiences were really great. And also, I think people in Portugal, they are more hardworking than other places. For example, because they don't have access to like a Nanadan sensei every single time. Like Sensei Riga goes there twice a year, like for a seminar, and the other day for like choosing national team members. And everything he teaches there, they absorb it and carry it for the year until he comes back. So, and it brings me to another lesson that I learned with Kendo. That's the how much you have to value your time. Time is your like most treasured possession. If you think about it, you can't buy time. You can't take back time. You can only spend it and give it. So if someone is giving you time, their time teaching you, you have to treasure that. You have to like think about it. And at the same time, I know sometimes we are not on our best days and we just to get want to get stuff done, but at the same time, aren't we wasting our time in that way? So even though it's a bad day, you have to make sure you're at least getting something from it, or you're just losing time, and time is really important. Like you won't get it back. So be sure to like, even you're not feeling well on a session, like, okay, I'm not feeling well today, so I'll focus on one thing. So think about it and focus on that. At least you take something from that. And I think Portugal takes that lesson and they enjoy and take advantage of everything they get. And it was really really good experience there. Also, Portugal gave me the one of the most amazing experiences, that was being part of a national team. So I was Portuguese champion in 2018, and I got into the team. And in 2019, we went for the European Championship in Serbia. And that was one of the most amazing experiences in Kendo ever. Like, remember when I said about that feeling on my first GI, my first competition there in the national Brazilian nationals? So 10 times more in the European one. So you get nervous and you are in a team. And because I think Portugal's team spirit is so strong, like we had such a strong team spirit there. So it made the experience more amazing, and you were fighting not for you but for Portugal. So that was the feeling. Oh, it was so good. Like, I think teams is much more exciting than individuals, because for teams you're together, you're not alone, and you have to play smart, because we knew we were not the strongest team there, so we had to play with what we had and with our strong points. So if we are winning, we are not going to like make some stupid movement and lose a point. We will hold. So that, yeah, that's the most amazing experience ever. Like being part of something, some team, and some big competition with a team like Portugal was like amazing. And then I got married, and I had to move to London. My husband also does Kendo, so of course we practice together now. If you can show them picture number, let me see, 4. So it is in Brazil, 2015, 16 maybe. So we both lived in Brazil for a while. Then he moved out, and also I moved out. We never met. Like we were in the same places in Brazil, but we never talked with each other because we were from rival cities. He's from São Paulo. I'm from Rio. Yes, Romeo and Juliet, stuff like that. And then we met again here in Europe, and we got together, and now we're together. Also, it's really nice to have someone during COVID that does Kendo with you, because we could just like go outside and do some stuff and hit each other.
May I just interject with a uh I'm very jealous.
Oh,
I miss hitting people so much
I
and
can
being able to do
imagine
proper
that.
kendo.
Yeah, we built like a dummy outside. We got some old tire there and like a post, and we started doing that for like to hit. That's what we have.
Yeah, so jealous. I'll let you get on with that, but just jealous. No, I'm not
Yeah, again, and then we got to London, and I had started in Tora. Again, totally different from Porto. There was like more, how can I say, the practice in Tora had some kind of evolution thinking, like you did something on that week or that month to improve for another thing on the next month. It's a nice way because you get like a continuously like growth. At the same time, if you miss something there, you have to like run for it and try to get back to get together with others, or wait for the next time it's being shown. But it's really nice. And I stayed there for a year. We also went for competitions around, like we went to Czech Republic for the Total Giga Cup. We got second place in teams. I got third place in individuals. It was like, and of course, Czech beer is awesome. Oh, also about Kokentia is not complete without the Birdo. So Birdo, the way of the beer, is really, really important for Kendo. Like, even if you don't drink beer, just go there. For example, in Rio, we went to Birdo after every practice. Like, we practiced on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes on Sunday. And every those sessions, we went to the pub that was like just downstairs, the place we practiced. So it's okay. And of course, at that time, I was driving to go to practice and go back home, and I live like used to live 45 kilometers away from the dojo. I don't know how much that's in miles, sorry. And and yeah, I couldn't drink because in Brazil we have like zero tolerance. If they get you with like 0.0001, you're screwed. So I couldn't drink, but I was there because it was nice, and it was like, again, stories, some forbidden content I can't share, like, yeah, lots of classified information.
Have you heard of Sake no Kata?
Saki no kata. Which one is that? I know all the birudo katas that we did.
Oh, it's the beer no kata, but you do it with
Oh,
sake.
oh, sake. Okay.
So I think
Do
it was quite funny. During one of the Thistle Cups, instead of doing it with sake, they did it
mm.
with whiskey.
Oh.
They did 1 to 7 with
Have you
whiskey.
ever heard about cachaça?
I don't think I have. No.
It's like a really strong drink from Brazil. It's
Mm.
pure alcohol. And Kataoka Sensei was there, and I have to tell you this story because I got my Nida in Birudo there on that table. So we were there drinking beer. I didn't go with my car that time, and of course the cachaça cups came. They are cachaça shots, like not like tequila. Tequila is like this, but cachaça is a cup like this, and you drink it. So I told Sensei, Sensei, let's go for it. And then I won against Kataoka Sensei, and Nanadan in Kendo, Nanadan in Birudo, drinking cachaça.
Oh, that's
And
impressive.
I went from EQ in Birudo to Nida in just one night.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, we had like a timetable, like a table showing which dan in Birudo everyone is,
Mhm.
so, to keep tabs, right?
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And for a bit of context to the beginners, so Kendo no kata, except instead of swords, we use alcohol. That's basically it.
Yeah.
And you
Also, for
also
example, there is
hear
kirikaeshi.
you do kirikaishi with it.
Of course, you
Oh,
serve your friend, and then he drinks. Then he serves you, and then you drink, and then you go there. Oh, kirikaeshi.
oh, that sounds great. And
Yeah.
also, usually it's called instead in the UK. It's I think it's mainly called the second dojo instead of beardo because it's the second dojo. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
second dose. Yeah, in Portugal we went for Birudo every Friday. Of course, there they were like more responsible people that worked on the next day during weekdays. So of course only Friday would be possible for Birudo. And Tora, yeah, sometimes we went to the pub, but guys, it's really expensive. Like I've never drunk something so expensive in my life. Alcohol so expensive. In Brazil, it's not cheap, but at least in Portugal, you can find like beer bottles for 50 cents of
Yeah,
euro.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh, if you have the chance, and when COVID is over, Portugal has a nice like cup called Tamashi cup. They usually do that around. I don't know now if they will keep the date like around April, May, but usually they do that. Great experience, nice sensei coming up from Spain for like shinpaning and everything. Amazing food. Like you will never eat anything like whatever you eat in Portugal. And they will treat you like kings. And of course, cheap alcohol.
I mean, I've heard so many stories of people having a lot of fun at competitions and gradings, and definitely not turning up still drunk to these events.
All I know is a story about someone that turned up like they passed the exam on Saturday. They drank a lot during the night, and they went back on next day for competition, and they were drunk competing. You could feel the alcohol in the air while they were doing tayatari and screaming at each other's face.
Oh my god,
Oh,
so many stories of people turning up drunk to gradings and
oh,
competitions. It's brilliant.
and there's another thing like of course the sensei they know how to do it, like they have to be shimpan the next day. They drink a lot at night, but on the next day they are there 7 o'clock in the morning ready with their shimpan clothing all straight up, looking like nothing happened. And you're like, oh, I don't want to go, I want to stay here in the hotel.
I guess
Yeah.
that's why there are Nanadan and Beardo.
And none of them sensei also
Yeah.
in Kendo. They have to be responsible. Yeah, but of course, like Tora was nice, and then we had to move here to Wales because we got a house, and then Shinkan is awesome. I unfortunately I didn't like practice too much there yet because we moved in December and then COVID happened. But for the months that I was doing that, I started feeling like home again because they have like the same feeling that I had on those nice dojos that I was in. So at the end, I'm a regular, like active member of. I was active member of 6 different dojos, and I visited around more like 13, 15, I can remember. And from all those, I took something. And it's important to think about it because like you will receive lots of advice from different sensei out there. You get to try new things in seminars and stuff like that. So how you decide what is better? Because sometimes they contradict themselves. Like one sensei says you have to do men like this, and another one, no, you should do like this. So the answer is you have to find out yourself because our bodies are different. So even though this works for this sensei and that other way works for that sensei, it might not be the right thing for you because your body is different. Your like gravitational center is different. For example, my legs are really long, so I have to kind of find my balance over there. And there was an exercise that I couldn't do well because of that. And it's like I had to find a way to go around it. And someone said, "Oh, why don't you like put your legs like this and try it?" And I was like, "Oh, oh, oh, it changed." Yeah. So, for example, once we had a seminar with Ishikawa Sensei, the Hachidan, in Rio. We invited him to spend like a week with us. We took him sightseeing, took him to restaurants, and then in return, he practiced with us all the entire week, like every day, pushing us up, like, come on, guys, do it like this, do like that. And he said, like, it's different you for each one. And he told his experiences, and we took like a little lesson from there about it. Like, it's different from for everyone and the way you go on with your candle. So you have to find your way. It's like the basics will always be the basics. Man, you have to hit the head. Kote, you have to hit here. But the way you do it, the way you create your opportunity, you have to see what works better for you. You have to try what they say. Of course, it's an exercise. You have to try and do it correctly. But don't like beat yourself because it's not like working as it should for you, because sometimes we are just different. Like there's no way around it. We have to find a way. And let's see what else I can talk about. And from those experiences, like I have my small diary from with all everything. So one thing that everyone probably told you guys is that you have to keep a diary and write stuff there. It's really important. For example, sometimes I go back and I see, oh, I didn't remember that. Let me try it again. And it works better than it worked at that time. So I go back to that kind of exercises and try that stuff again. Also, for example, in Brazil, we had like written exam also while doing the grading. And I had like all the questions because you have to memorize them. Although Sensei says, no, you can't memorize them. You have to understand. There was a guy. Oh yeah, there was a guy that once like he answered one question with the wrong answer. It was the other answer for another question. And Sensei said, I got this test here. Someone just memorized the answers and put the wrong one here. That's why I told you guys you have to understand this stuff. No, you can't do like this. You guys have to understand. I will ask you again now the question, and I want you guys to answer to me. And I was like, oh. So yeah, I have the answers there, and then I go back to those questions. I was like, because I don't have to do written exam anymore. Like the gradings here don't have it. I was like, oh, but it was nice to understand that. Like, if you think about it, like the importance of kirikaeshi. So why is it good for you? So ashisabaki, kiai, breathing. It's a breathing exercise. So there's a lot of things that you forget about, and then when I read it again, I saw, oh, I think I should go with kirikaeshi in a different way. So I think about what was written there, and then I do kirikaeshi thinking about that stuff. So yeah, you have to find from everything that you know and get from here, from there, from this seminar, from this sensei, from your dojo, and put those pieces together and find your kendo. And that's one of the things that Kokenchai can also give you, because you cross words with so many people. We make different friends. Those people will give you advice And that's it. Like, then a nice exchange. I think Kendo can bring a lot of joy to life thanks to that. So that's it. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. That was really nice. I love listening to stories of like what other people do and everything because like I don't I well I'm pretty sure I'm a very boring person. So I don't do many exaggerated fun things like if they'll there'll always be the pub afterwards, but I don't tend to go to the parties after the pub because I'm just like I mean I need some sleep.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
But like I've seen people like I think last one of the university taikais uh I don't want to slander because this was arguably just hearsay, but like somebody got so drunk after winning the teams match they didn't wake up in time for the individuals because the individuals was earlier. This was not this
Mm.
Taikai that was like last year, but I'm just like, oh, it was just at least they probably had a fun night.
Yeah. Oh, you made me remember about a fun night. So we went to São Paulo. We
Mm-hmm.
got into a, it was, I think, the time that we went, we like rented a van and a driver to drive us everywhere. So after the grading, we went to this restaurant and there was like this live music show with one old guy playing the keyboard. And we took over, like we were ordering pizza, ordering beer, and then we took over the music show, and we started like requesting songs and singing with him, so it became like a big karaoke. I have the videos of my sensei singing some really really incriminating songs, but I'm not sharing, it's confidential, sorry.
That is so fun. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So, have you done a lot of like just? So, the only way I've trained with other dojos is like I'm kind of in that part of the world already for another reason. And I'm just like, well, I can just bring my bogu in and I'll email them and go, hey,
Yeah, so
can
that's
I
what
be
I
the
do.
shinai?
Yeah, so for example, it's really hard to carry tarendo. So if I know, for example, in Brazil, if I knew someone that knew the dojo, I was, is there a way that they could like lend me some stuff? Like shinai is hard because it breaks, right? So if you break their shinai, you have to buy another one. Yeah. But for example, do and tare, it's something that some dojos have there, and you could use it. For example, I think in Boston I did that. Yeah, I requested like a do and tare, and they like got me, and then I just like ordered a shinai from Ibogu and asked it to be sent to the hotel before I went there. So the shinai part was okay because I got just one cheap shinai from their outlet, say, or something, and the bogu part was solved also. But for example, there was in 2014, I like was going through really hard stuff in life, so I just took a week from work, and I went to Czech Republic and Austria, and I just put my boku inside my suitcase and I went there. It was really hard because I got in a hotel that there was no elevator, and they gave me like a room upstairs, and I was like with a big suitcase, ibogu inside, lots of stuff, and I was like carrying it up, and I was like, oh my god. And also I'm afraid of spiders. There are so many spiders there. I was like, oh, yeah, but the guys from Czech Republic, if you ever go there, they are in Prague. They are really nice people. They will take you out for beer. They will put back you in the bus even though you are drunk. And they say after you cross the bridge, press the button, and then you are in your hotel. Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love dojos. They're just so like oh, they're all so lovely. But yeah, no, I've had the experience of like I'm not rich enough to afford hotels, so I mainly get
Mm.
hostels. But like one time it was like a really old hostel and they put me on the top floor. I'm just like, oh my god, it was like 3 or 4 flights of stairs and there was no elevator.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was like I had
no.
such a oh yeah, this is why I had such a big suitcase. Essentially, what I ended up doing is moving. It was like the weekend I was supposed to be moving up to St Andrews from Glasgow for my like
Yeah.
second year. So I had a suitcase of basically all the stuff that I'd brought back for summer, and then also my bogu.
Mm.
Brought it up to Aberdeen, went down to St Andrews. So it's just like,
What?
Oh no! I have to drag this suitcase all the way up.
Yeah. Yeah, for example, for uh traveling, I like bags like this one here because they are like flat,
Oh
and then you
yeah.
can just attach them together with the suitcase, and
Mm.
then they you just put some tape around and they stay. When I was traveling on Brazil, I had to like put the shinai to travel on in the plane's basement, and then I would wrap them with plastic bubble because they were not really careful with stuff. Yeah,
Ah!
no, but at least I didn't have any surprises like that. Not even like lost bogo. When I just got my first bogo, I was like, no way, I'm sending that alone. It's going with me in the cabin. It cost me a lot. Now I'm like, oh, okay, let's go there, bogo. You are safe. No worries.
I can tell you about
Yeah.
more fun cheapskate adventures I've had.
Mm.
Because I am a complete and utter cheapskate. I go by bus everywhere. The only time I went by plane was when I was going to like Amsterdam for an AstroSoc trip. So it's like,
Mm.
well, I'll bring my Bogu as well, see if I can train there. But I was like, I don't want to pay for an extra bag.
Mm.
So I spent the entirety, like a week. Actually, you remember this because I went to the
Oh yeah, you
Dashingeko
gave me your
before
Shinai,
that.
right?
So basically, I went from Glasgow to Cardiff to Amsterdam to Edinburgh
Whoa.
for like 14 days with one rucksack, mainly filled with Bulgu. I also wore the Bulgu on the plane. Got so many looks, but it works. Honestly,
I mean,
I thought it was a joke, but they do not care if you wear armor on a plane.
they do not care, and you can say, "Oh, it's my comfort stuff. I need it to feel safe in the plane."
Yeah,
They can complain. Also, never say you're carrying swords. It's bamboo sticks for decoration. It's not
yeah.
no like sports equipment. It's bamboo sticks for decoration, like bamboo sticks.
I'm
That's
pretty
it.
sure like if you completely disassemble them, they might not be able to recognize that they're shinai.
Do they recognize they are Shinai at all?
So up
Not
oh
really.
apparently so
What?
yeah so Taisadokai, the dojo in Glasgow, has like a near mostly annual trip to, I think, Norway. I'm pretty it's a dojo in a cold place.
Okay.
So they're used to getting people coming on the planes with shinai, and they're just like, oh, you can take the armor on, but you can't take the shinai on.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
just like, yeah,
no.
quite amusing.
But there's a way to like fit a bow in a backpack. So first you put the tare, like a round thing inside the backpack. Then like fit there the men and kote together. For the gi, you fold them up and then put on the side that is near to your back. So just behind the tare. That's it. Then you can start filling it up with like secondary stuff like toiletries and toothbrush, clothes. Of course, may need them, of course. And you can use the cote, like you put the stuff in small bags and put inside the cote, so it doesn't get the smell. Or if you want to put some liquid in there, it doesn't like go in the cote if it opens up during the trip. And then you just fill the spaces, those like videos of people like filling their suitcase with stuff. So it's the same thing, just fill the spaces there, close up. Then you get your dough and put it just like around the backpack, tie it up, and then you're like a turtle with your bogo there. It works perfectly. It can go in the cabin. I use it at that many times when I was traveling on a budget, like around there. So it works.
Great content for students post COVID, sadly. No one's traveling to dojos
Yeah.
now.
Hopefully, this will inspire you after COVID's gone, after we get the vaccine or stuff like that. Go around, find people, like contact other dojo. If you like go for a trip somewhere, why not bring your bogo if you're able to, and like try to practice there. You get nice experiences, you get nice stories. Like I once visited a dojo that a guy like really bigger than me, and we were doing some exercise with Tayatari, and then he turned to me and looked down at me like more aggressive, and I was like, hi, and he said again, aggressive. I was, hi, hi.
Oh,
It was like, what? And then you hear some funny stuff around there. Like, for example, you guys are worse than dogs because at least dogs can learn the tricks. And it was like, ooh. When doing the exercises, yeah, it's nice. You get like some nice insights about how life is in other dojos.
yeah. So we do have a question from Peter. Sorry, I did see it ages ago, but like
Oh,
just fun chat. Um, Reflecting on the dojos that you've been a part of, what do you think is the most important qualities for a kendo community to have to like be a good community? So like, what's really important in the community? You think?
I think uh, it's hard. Maybe controlling. Oh man, that's a hard question because there's so many things that we could do to improve. But I think that's it. You have to want to improve as a person. I think because you can visit many places that there is someone that is not in tune with the rest of the dojo. I think like uh, it's like it's hard. You have to, man, it's really hard. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like there are many aspects that we could do better, but um I think the community should be like Mugen.
Yeah.
Those that was united. I think that we can, although we are like Western culture, we can't forget like the roots of Kendo are like about hierarchy. And I went to some places that I saw like some shodan answering in a way to their senpai, and they are yongdan. Okay, they are your friends, but at the same time they are your senpai. There is like an order there, and the senpai, and also there's a job for the senpai to keep the order so it will not affect sensei, and he can focus on teaching. So uh it's like those small beats and being friendly, but at the same time not like going over the line, like not passing that line about respect, being respectful, I think. And understanding that every people has a different like learning process. So patience is important, trying to help is important, and knowing that you have a lot to learn also. So you have to be open to everything. I think, yeah, that's it. We need to be more open to stuff, I think. Yeah.
Definitely. I really do think like people can be respectful and friendly. It's just like there are definitely some people who just push the boundaries, and then their senpais are just like, can you not do that? And they're just like, but I'm gonna push the boundaries anyway. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think something that creates a nice kendo community is like feeling like the dojo's a place that's actually safe. You know?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's really good. Like a family, really a family. And we protect each other. So, for example, if someone did something with my kohai, I would go after them for Keiko. You can be sure for that.
Oh, oh, if someone hurt my kohai, I may. Well, I'm not going to stay the.
It's not that I'm going like to beat him until he falls to the ground, but I will like find him to fight him and show him how a good fight should be, like doing the right kendo. It's another thing. For example, there we use it to do lots of. We use it to be complimented a lot because our kendo was like kireina kendo. It was a beautiful kendo to watch, like the form and everything. And when I went to Portugal, it was a lot of Shiai Keiko and things like that. So go like this, go like that. Something that we didn't practice a lot in Mugen. And I struggle in the beginning, but now I know that we have to be more flexible anyway, even though it's not that beautiful most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. So there are no more questions. So I'm going to ask you, what's pink popcorn?
Pink popcorn.
Yeah.
So we don't know what is the pink thing, but it was pink. So I think we think it's like a guarana stuff. You know guarana? It's like a
No
fruit
idea.
in Brazil. Okay, it's a fruit in Brazil. They do some kind of extraction from it. It becomes a really nice juice and also a nice soda. But I think and it's like reddish or pink. It could color pink. So we think it was made with guarana. We don't know, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Oh my God, I miss traveling so much. Well, I didn't travel that much, but like I miss being able to like go to different dojos and like see how they train, like see how it's different and like learn some stuff and go, oh no, that's cool. You start off with like this and like you work. Oh, I can't. I'm bad with words. I just miss being able to do kendo and like meet and see
Yeah,
people.
yeah, I miss that a lot. I wanted to go to Portugal this year, but of course, COVID. We would go to the European in Norway this year also, but it also got canceled. So yeah, it's a hard year for Kendo, but I think the community will get back stronger. You see, like around people doing Keiko or with Zoom, right? They like practice together with Zoom, and also like there are places doing like you're doing like talk shows with different sensei and stuff like that. I think it's a way to keep the spirit going strong there, and we know we are not alone. That's a nice thing about the community because we are connected through Kendo, so can all relate that we are missing practice. We want to go back, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jealous of Japan at the moment. I can just resume training. Oh,
Yeah. No, we are actually training here in Wales now. Things are getting better as long as we keep practicing that. We are using the face masks and everything. It's hard. We'll not sugarcoat it for you. Like it's hard to breathe. It's hard to get back because everything feels out of place. But at the same time, it's a really good feeling to be so tired after the practice. Like it's like learning new stuff again. I have like I'm lucky because my husband does it. So as soon as they open the leisure centers, because we are from the same household, we could rent like a squash court and practice just the two of us. He's young done, so I'm in a perfect spot to learn. He's going for good next year, so oh yay! I'm also preparing. We do some kata also, so kata is important, guys. Don't forget it.
always remember there was a talk about kata like a couple weeks ago. Very important. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. Jackie talks about it very passionately. Don't think
Yeah,
kata is boring. Very fun. All the fun. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
I
definitely not
think
jealous at all. No, not jealous. Nah.
oh, we use it to practice kata every week in Rio, and Sensei was really like correcting every beat. Sometimes we got stuck like in 1 2 3 because there was never everyone going there, and then next week there was a new someone new, and then we would have to go again through 1 2 and 3. But it was good because 3 is one of the most difficult ones, and I know it by heart now.
That is great. Do you already know why three is the most difficult one?
Because of the footwork is different when you are uchidachi. Like when you go back,
Mhm.
it's like 1 2 and then one
Oh
two
yeah,
three.
that
Like
one.
you
Yeah.
have you have the rule that uh, the foot that is on the back has to go back first, but they're on the third one, like 1 2 and then 1 2 3. Like it's
Yeah, no, that
you
bit was
don't
hell.
follow the rule. Yeah.
But I was pointing more to like the reason why it was uh Chudan Jodan wait no Jodan Chudan Gedan was because they I think when they were like coming making all the kendo come all the different categories of
Mhm.
kendo, not categories,
Kata.
not sectors, when they were trying to unite kendo into one like martial art, and they were deciding the kata, they wanted to have uh, all these three main kamais as their first three, which is why
Mm.
Sambome is Sambome, and it is the most difficult kata, I'm pretty sure, or like arguably the most difficult kata. If anyone listening wants to read more about it, Kenshin247 did a really good article on this stuff. But yeah,
Mm.
that is the weird, fun reason. So that we have Geiran as our third kata, which is one of the most difficult. Oh my god, the footwork.
Yeah, seven is difficult too, but at least it's not confusing. Sometimes, like third, you can mess up so many times, even though you practice it a lot. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but I want to mess up kata.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I go on any further, I'm just gonna go like, oh no, we're all of remembering all the sadness. Have you got any
Yeah.
more interesting stories about uh any of your experiences just to like close off?
Sure. So one thing that I've thought a lot around those like traveling stuff is about the different exercises that they use in different dojos. And I was thinking about, well, one day maybe I'll have to be sensei or like go and do the like say what we have to do in the practice. And I was like, what am I going to do when that day comes? So I in my diary I keep note of every exercise that I find interesting. And there was one in one seminar in Spain. There's like we make a circle of people, and there's one in the middle, and he someone comes here, and whoever gets the point stays, and the other goes out, and then it's going on, and you have to like go there and do it also like it's small shy in a circle. It's so nice. It felt so good
Oh,
doing that. Like
yeah. I love that exercise. It's the best thing, but it's so intimidating for beginners because, like, at least when I was doing it, to kind of announce that you were doing it, you had to like have a loud ki. So like, if one of the more
yeah,
senior ones was just like ah, and, yeah, and we definitely didn't push beginners into the circle. No, what are you talking about? No,
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 don't do
pushing
that.
beginners
Don't
into
do
circles for fights? Nah, that sounds like a fight club. What? No.
that.
So I don't.
Yeah, for beginners, yeah, you have to do some, I don't know, kirikaeshi, a lot of kirikaeshi. That's for sure. Lots of kirikaeshi. Kirikaeshi is the most important exercise in kendo, I think, in my opinion.
In my opinion too,
Yeah, cool.
and also
There was also a nice one. For example, you do like uh, men tayatari hikimen, men tayatari hikimen, men tayatari hikimen, and men kirikaeshi. Go all the way down and then come back, and again three men tayatari men, and then kirikaeshi again. That's nice.
that one's hell, but I love it. I love it so much, but I hate it. But I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
There are so many. Oh wait, what's your favorite form of kirikaishi? So you go men taitare say men, or do you like the men subsidiary little
No,
touch?
tayatari,
Oh, okay.
tayatari.
My favorite one is men, but then you don't go into subsidiary or you don't go into taitare, and you just continue going backwards. That is my favorite type of kirikaishi. You go men because it means you really need to breathe properly because you don't get
There's
a
one also.
break. Mhm.
Hmm. There's one also in that you have to do as many as you can in one breath, sorry. And yeah, and then you have you to count, and then you say, okay, this time I did 20, so next time I need to do more, and then
Yeah. Oh,
it's nice too.
oh, that sounds like so much fun. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love with Tayatari, like because I in order to it was always with like big guys that could hold you. Since I said just throw yourself at them, let it go. It's like, oh, cool. And then you could just throw yourself into the tayatari, um, just using your belly button going forward. And we did that also for some exercises like kote. And that's it. When you receive, you have to learn how to stand or you learn how to fly.
I think you also learn how to break your thumbs if you receive Titanic incorrectly.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's still no more questions. So I think that is a quick wrap up. Thank you so much for coming and doing and talking and chatting. This was really lovely to listen to your experiences with Kendo and where you've trained and all the fun you've had. Oh my god, the pictures are seriously so cute. I still keep on looking at the animal one. It is adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You should go for the, although they are all in Portuguese, they are right, really nice to see. So if you want to look at Mugen, Rio de Janeiro, you'll find our dojo there. And they have all the memes and stuff there. So,
That's great. But yeah, uh, I hope everyone has enjoyed listening. Thank you for interacting in chat. Again, if you want to talk to anyone or join in any of our online kendo sessions, you can join the Discord. Um, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I know for all the students listening, exams are soon. Uh, De-stress, relax. It's not the end of the world. Don't worry. I swear. Promise. Promise it's not the end of the world. I mean, pandemic and all. Yeah. Hope everyone has a lovely weekend. See you all next week. Bye bye.